another amazing stream this morning. It is my pleasure to be here with you once again. This morning is very tiresome this morning because throughout yesterday my daughter was sick. She was not feeling fine, and then the condition has worsened. So this morning I'm at the hospital. We came here this morning for checkups. So it is something that has delayed the stream. I plan not to come online, but I've gotten some time, so I just want to share this time with you. Okay, so I'm at the hospital currently, resting here, waiting for the doctor for the checkups. Okay, so you can check around. Have you seen it? So I'm at the hospital for checkups this morning for my ward. So those are some of the circumstances you have to go through every blessed day as a person. Okay, now in this particular stream we'll be discussing about how you can set up a farm at your home or a backyard farm that will serve as an additional source of income. Okay, so we are at the hospital this morning. Have you seen it? Okay, have you seen it? So it's a very big area. You can check around very fast. The environment is very good and serene. Very good and serene environment. So guys, whenever it comes to raising local chickens or raising chickens, this is a venture or this is a business where you can get money from. Okay, so don't think that raising chickens is a hobby or raising birds is a hobby. No, actually it's a source of income. So you can actually start raising chickens at the back of your house, or if you have any space in your house, you can start your local chicken farming or chicken farming in general. I prefer to start with the local chickens. Okay, if you are somebody that is in need of an additional source of income, or you want to set up a source of income in addition to what you have already having, then local chicken is the way to go. Okay, you can make money from local chickens. Okay, now what do you need to start this business? It's something simple. The first thing you need is a space in your house. If you have any good space in your house, then you have to mount a structure where you'll be keeping the birds. I don't prefer to raise the birds on free range. Okay, I don't prefer to raise birds on free range. If this is a side business or a side hustle that you want to start, then you have to make provisions. Okay, so you have to make a structure, build a structure that will be housing the birds. That is the first thing. And then you need some equipments, drinkers, feeders. Those are the most important things you need in the house, because the feeders is the container in which you'll be putting the feeds for the birds, and then the drinkers is what you'll be putting in the water and that of the medicines, and then the supplements for the birds to take. Okay, so those are the first and then the foremost things you need to start this farm. Now the second thing you need is how to sort out the birds. So that's farm from Nigeria. Your boy. Good morning, how are you? So Dex Farm, good morning. This morning I'm enjoying nature, even though I'm at the hospital, but we are enjoying the environment. The environment is very big. You can check it out. Very big. The environment is very big, and then we are just enjoying ourselves. Okay, so the second thing is you need the birds. How do you start this side hustle? Now, you can start from raising day-old chicks, but it is not common. In Ghana, it's not common to get day-old chicks for the local birds. But I think in other countries like Uganda, Nigeria, is common. So the second thing you have to take into consideration whenever you are considering the day-old chicks is, will you be able to brood the chicks? It takes a lot of work and dedication to brood. If you want to go in with day-old chicks, you have to know about brooding. You have to know about how to do your brooder, how to take care of the birds from that day-old till they are out of the danger zone. You need brooding light. all these things, all these factors needs to be considered. Okay, and then if you want to start with the day old, you need the feed that you need is the starter feed, that is the chick mash. You can use broiler starter for the local chickens, which will help them to grow faster. But to me, you know, it's a whole lot of work. Raising day old birds is a whole lot of work. What I would prefer you do is to get what I call the parent stock. Okay, get pullet. Okay, pullet. They are the birds that are at the point of lay. They are young, they are at the point of laying. So if you are new, this is a side hustle that you are starting, I will recommend you start with the pullet. Okay, if you get the pullet will produce fertilized egg, and then you hatch the eggs. From there you learn how to brood. Okay, I will not prefer you go with the day old chicks, because if you've invested money into day old chicks but you don't know anything about brooding, and then there's a high probability that you are going to lose majority of the birds. Okay, you are going to lose majority of the birds. So I want you to incur such loss. Okay, I don't want you to incur such loss. So you need to get pullets. They are the best that are at the point of laying, the hens. Okay, so you get these pullets. 10 those 10 pullets need a roaster. Okay, a roaster is, or the cock is what is going to be mating the pullets or mating the hens for them to lay fertilized egg for you. Okay, those fertilized eggs will be hatched for you to increase your farm. Okay, that is what I'm currently doing, and then I'm going to share everything with you. Okay, but the one that I'm doing is the hybrid. Okay, I've included the hybrid because here it's easy for me to now sort for pullets. So I'm not having any challenge in terms of getting the pullets. It's easy here for me to get the pullets because I already have the customers that are doing the job for me. So the hybrid, I'm going to share with you the process, how everything is going. So the hens will be giving you fertilized eggs. Okay, fertilized eggs. So if you get the pullet, what you need to understand is, since you are going to be getting fertilized egg, you need to take good care of the pullets from the point that you've gotten them till they begin to lay eggs. And then the feed that you need is the growers mash, the growers feed. That is what you need. So you can formulate your own growers mash, and then a video is on the channel, is in the Life Farm Experience playlist. You can go and check it out, how you can formulate your own growers mash, or you can get the growers mash from any store, any chicken store. You can get the growers mash from that store. Okay, you have to put the birds or the hens on growers mash. Okay, they will be taking that feed till they begin to lay. So if they begin to lay, that is when you move them from growers mash to layers mash. Okay, so you need to make provisions. Now, why I said you should get 10 hens and then a row size, you know, raising local chickens is, or raising any other birds, is, it requires capital, because you are going to spend some amount of money on the feeding. Okay, feeding is about 75 to 80% of the expenditures you are going to incur whenever it comes to raising birds. Okay, so you actually need to start from a very low level, especially if you are starting from your home. It's just a side hustle that you want to start. I'll recommend you make provisions for the feed. Okay, so making provision for the feed will also help you or lessen the burden on you, because this is a side hustle you are starting. Now, I think you've gotten some basic concept about all these things. Okay, so good morning. So I think you've gotten the basic concept of how to start this side hustle. That is how I've also started, from the comfort of my home, and now it's now a full business that is in the process of registering. So if you've set up this farm, these are the things you need: the structure, the drinkers, the feeders, then the birds, and then the feeding. That's all. Okay, If you want to learn about how to supplement the birds, how to take good care of them, you can check the videos. We have a lot of videos on the channel. Just go through the videos and watch. Now, from there, the next work is how to expand. Okay, the expansion. You started from the starting point. Now you have to expand. Okay, now the expansion takes into consideration the fertilized egg that you'll be getting from the hens. Okay, if you start, you can actually use, if you are raising local chickens, local chickens, they can actually hatch their own eggs. So you can create a very good environment for them. If you start with 10, then you can actually select 5 of the hens that you'll be using as an incubator to be hatching the eggs. Okay, so if they hatch the eggs, you make a brooder. Okay, if the birds hatch the eggs, you are going to take the chicks from the hens and then you are going to brood the chicks. That is where you'll be learning the skills from. Okay, how to brood the birds, how to brood the chicks. So you'll be using 5 of the hens out of the 10. You'll be using 5 as an incubator. They'll be hatching the eggs, by which you'll be taking the chicks and then be brooding the chicks. Okay, the brooding process is simple. Okay, you don't need to be static in one way. You have to upgrade yourself. You have to learn. So we have a lot of content here on YouTube which explains to you, or which will take you through the process of brooding, how you can create a simple brooder. Okay, I'm creating one and then I'm going to share with you how it looks like. Okay, it's a cage, but it's a brooder. So if you check the shorts videos that I have on the channel, this time around I'm searching if I've gotten a very good content on TikTok, on any of the platforms. I downloaded it, or I usually download it and then I upload it on the channel for you. So if you check the shorts section of this particular channel, you will see that we have a lot of brooders in the section, so that you can check how it's been done. It's something simple. You can do it. So that is the expansion. You'll get the chicks and then you'll be expanding. You brood the chicks. You'll be brooding the chicks. If they are out of the danger zone, then you move them to the next section. Then the next chicks come in. You'll be doing it by and by with the 10 hens. By the close of the year, you can actually have at least 150 to 200 birds, depending on how you've done it. Okay, depending on how you've done it, because the 10 hens, they can actually give you a month. They can actually give you, like, if one is giving you 15 eggs by 10 a month, you are getting 150 eggs. Okay, if you hatch those eggs and then you have a hatching rate of 80%, that means you'll be looking at something like 130 to 125, 130 chicks. And then if you are a newbie, you are a beginner, so you are going to commit a lot of errors. So if during the brooding process you lost, let's say you lost even half of the birds, you are still going to be left with something like 70 birds out of the chicks that you'll be getting. Okay, so 70 birds, you are a novice, so you lose some of the birds, surely. So let's say the mortality rate is very high and then you lost about half of the first batch, then you'll be left with at least 70 chicks. And those 70 chicks, have you seen it? So within 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 12 months, you'll be able to have a very big farm. At least 200 birds will be in your farm. Okay, so my chicks are not staying on their eggs. They are very stubborn. Now, let me do this quickly. Now, if you want to use the birds for hatching, one thing you have to consider is the birds must be broody. Okay, the birds must be very, very broody. Some of the birds, you think that they are broody, but they are not yet broody. They'll be making the sound. You'll be hearing the sound that they are broody, but they are not yet broody. They are still laying eggs. So I spend a lot of time in my farm, so I've noticed this occurrence. So you could see that they will go in there, sit on the eggs for some time, and then they'll be out, and then they'll be making noise. They are yet to be broody. If you see a hen that is very, very broody, even if you take the bird out of the nest, that bird will still go. Before you turn your back, the bird will move back to the nest. Okay, that means that bird is now ready to hatch eggs. So don't just select birds that are not broody. Select birds that are broody. They are very, very broody. Very, very broody. Those are the best you are going to use for the hatching. And then if you set the eggs, guys, if you set the eggs, make sure that you are sending the broody hen to sit on the egg in the night. Don't do it in the daytime, because that bird can abandon the eggs. So if you are using the hens as an incubator, good morning, good morning, Obi. We are back. We are back. So what I mean is, if you are using the birds as an incubator, you have to understand that the birds, if you set the eggs for them, and then you are sending the broody hens, you have to do it in the night, okay? So that the bird will not abandon the eggs. Some of the birds, they are very, very stubborn. It's natural. I will not say they are stubborn. It's natural. Okay, if you set eggs for them and then you send a brooding hen to the nest in the afternoon or in the morning, whereby light is everywhere, they can see clearly, they will just move out of the nest. Okay, they don't like that. Naturally, they don't like that. So you have to be technical enough, and how you do it is what I'm sharing with you. If you set the eggs, send the brooding hens to start sleeping on the eggs in the night. Don't do it when there is light, because the bird is likely to abandon the egg, or the bird will just move out of the nest. So do it in the night, okay? And then your birds, if you do it, don't just be going to the nest. You just put the birds in the nest that night. The following day, early in the morning, you can go and check the nest, but don't try to touch the bird in the nest. Don't do it. If you want to disturb the birds in the nest, they will abandon the eggs. Okay, just go and check whether she's in the nest. Just stay afar and check whether she's in the nest. If she's in the nest, you leave her. That's all. Okay, so those are some of the things you must consider if you use the birds as an incubator. Okay, and if you are starting out this side hustle in your house, the starting point is using the birds as an incubator, but as you progress, you must at least get an incubator. Okay, so I'll be making some manual incubator or homemade incubator. I've sent for the equipment, the items I'll use. They'll be in latest by Thursday, so I'll share with you the process and then the progress, because I'll be hatching the hybrids. I'll be hatching the eggs. Currently, I'm using 2 hens for the hatching process. I'm using 2 hens, 2 local hens, to hatch the hybrid eggs. Okay, so I'll share the result with you about the brooding, the brooding process, how I've created the brooder, how I'm hatching the eggs, how everything, you learn it from the channel. Okay, so this is what I would like to share with you, that you can actually start a side hustle in your house for the local chickens. Just mount a structure that will be hosting the birds. Very, very important, intensive system. And then you get feeders and drinkers available for the birds. If you want to go in for the birds, you go in for the pullets, the ones that are at the point of laying, the young ones, the ladies, they are at the point of laying. If you start with 10 birds, 10 hens, then you need a rooster. That rooster will be mounting or mating the hens for you to get fertilized egg. And then the fertilized egg is what you'll be hatching to get your chicks to expand your farm. Okay, so guys, this is what I would like to share with you. I hope you've enjoyed today's session. This is my time this morning. It's not a planned content, so it's not a planned content. I always like to share my life with you and what I'm doing in order to improve upon the life. I know with you, if everybody we put all these things into practice, then the probability of changing the narrative is very, very high. Okay, so this morning you can look around, check it once again. So how many eggs can a hen hatch? A hen can hatch up to 30 eggs, I believe. If you give 30 eggs to a hen, the hen can hatch it. I would like to give this recommendation, but don't do that. Okay, the birds, they are also like we human beings. Every bird has its own capacity. So don't think that a hen can hatch 30 eggs, max 30 eggs, so you'll be giving all the birds 30 eggs. What I do is the maximum egg that I give to my birds is 12. That is what I do. 12 eggs or 15. 12 eggs. Why? For the birds to be turning the eggs well. Okay? For the birds to be turning the eggs well, and then for the heat to be enough so that the eggs can develop. That is my reason. For the few months I've spent in my farm, that is what I've seen. If the eggs are not plenty, the bird will be able to provide enough heat to the eggs, and then the bird will also be able to turn the eggs well for the eggs to develop evenly. So the quantity of eggs that I give to my birds is the maximum is 12. Currently, if you check the ones that are hatching, it's just the maximum you see is 12. I give them 12, 10, 8, depending on their ability. But a hen can actually sleep on 30 eggs and hatch them. Okay, but the hatching rate, I think it will be very low. So, guys, that's what I have for you this morning. And from here, I have to go in there. Okay, let's see. I'll be going in there. I'll be going into the room. I think now the doctor is in, so I have to go in there for the needful to be done. Okay, so bye-bye. I'll see you probably on Monday for another one like this. But pray for me, pray for me that my words should be healthy. Pray for me. Bye-bye.